decided after hearing my patience.
Hey there, I'm Victoria Makanjuola, and you're listening to Feel Your Feelings, the podcast where high achievers get real about mental wellness. You feel me? Welcome to season 1, and honey, we're about to get messy.
Gas to the pedal, moving on. 'Cause I've been on a new vibe, living on an incline.
Well, hello there. I'm Victoria. I am really happy that you're here. Thank you for tuning in. This is my third time recording this episode. I am a perfectionist and I felt like my lighting could be better. So I put my light in front of me instead of right next to me on the side. And it's just like little things like that. I know this season is called Messy, but I want it to look visually appealing. Like this season is a challenge for me as a perfectionist. And if you're a perfectionist, you'll understand it too. And it's something that I'm continuing to work through. And in this season, you're really going to see some of that frustration. Like one episode, I forgot to record the audio. Oh no, the video, sorry. And just have audio only with my host. But I told myself this is part of the process. And this is why the season is called what it's called. I don't know what season you're in or what you would call it. You know, let me know in the comments below. But mine is messy and I'm embracing it. I'm embracing all of it. All of it. So let me just start by talking about how I am feeling. And I have my question, my guide to keep me focused right next to me. So I ask all of my guests on my show how they're feeling. For me, in this moment, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling determined. I'm feeling optimistic. I think there is a lot for me to look forward to in this new season. I recently graduated from USC with my master's. This is master's number 2 in integrated design, business, and technology. And I was the grad student speaker. So cool. Got to meet my co-founders, Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre, and shake their hands at graduation on stage. And everything was awesome. That day, I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget standing up on that stage with the lights in front of me. I couldn't really see out that much, but the lights were hot. I do remember the lights being so warm and my cheeks being like so hot and just being sweaty. But I was just psyching myself out to make it a great moment and to not talk too long and to be myself and to just not be scared, to just stand on business, right? Standing on business. Like I put the work in and this is the level, the final round, you know? And so that I was just really locked in. I was just, locked in that day, that week, everything leading up to that moment was just all synchronicities. And I just felt so blessed. And yeah, I will never forget that day. But the question, the original question was how I'm feeling. And I honestly forgot what I said, but I'm just feeling really grateful. I'm feeling really, really grateful and optimistic about what's to come, I also just turned 28. Recently had a birthday, July baby, Leo queen, okay? And it's my golden year, golden birthday. And fun fact, I've been looking forward to 28 since I was a kid. Since I was like 8. I just knew like 28 I'm that girl. I'm her. And now I'm here. So really blessed to be this age. And, there's some people I can hear y'all now, but you're almost 30. You ain't scared of being 30 yet? I'm enjoying where I'm at now. Don't lecture me on 30 because 30's not here. I don't know her. I've never met her. What did Mariah say? I really don't know her. Sorry. So yeah, until then, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm content. And I'm looking forward to what this season of life has in store for me. I am a Gen Zer. Gen Z was born between 97 and 2012. So that's really the age range that this show was really targeted at in the beginning. And yeah, this theme This messy theme comes from me graduating and wanting to kind of remodel the show and my platform and who I want to talk to. And I realized I want to talk to high achievers because that's what I've been my whole life is a high achiever. I have surpassed many of my expectations, not just on my own, but with God. And I'm so grateful. And in high school, I wanted to be these three A's: an author, an actress, or an athlete. Tennis was my first love when I was like 7, 8. From a youngin. I looked up to Venus and Serena Williams, still do. Water break. Also hope you have your water because we're gonna get talkative. I'm talkative right now. And I still carry that idea around. I'm like, well, why not talk to those people? Because that's what I wanted to do, and to an extent, kind of still what I wanted to do. Even though I'm not currently actively playing sports, I stopped playing in like high school. We moved around a lot in high school anyway, so there was really no opportunity for me to continue playing after we moved. So I really just locked in on school and being the best student that I could be. But I loved being an athlete. I loved how disciplined that I have to be with my mind, my heart, my body, you know, in my craft, and really have a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant used to say, right? That's so real because the game starts with you. And tennis is such a mental sport as it is. And for me, it was the cardio, the running constantly I did a summer camp in Houston, Texas at the Xena Garrison Tennis Academy. I don't know if they're still there, but it was free. And I'm just so grateful I had the opportunity to like work on my skills, even though my skill set matched with like the little kids, like under 10. So I was out there playing with them and they were beating me. And we were running like a mile and a mile back. And I got tired and I told my parents, I don't want to do this anymore. And when I left, they're like, bye, don't let the door hit you on the way out. So I left. And yeah, I still love sports, and one of my biggest goals is to work for the Olympics and help bring LA 28 to LA and make it amazing and have a great time. So if you know someone who's in that space, send them my way. Tell them Victoria's interested and she's willing to help out in any way, shape, form. So yeah, if I'm looking at their website every day, but in the meantime, I have been looking for work. I'm blessed that I was recently able to find a remote job in the AI field, and that's what I studied. That's what I'm disciplined in. So I'm grateful for that. And yeah, it just stems from me coming back home from great season as a student, now being back home looking for work, sleeping in late, going to the library, being on my grind, being isolated from, friends and social life and love life, if any of that existed. Um, and just, go back to my essence, which is just being me, being a daughter, being a sister, being a cousin, a niece, granddaughter. So it's messy when your vision of your life doesn't always line up with where you're currently at. So this season, what can we expect, right? You can expect great conversations, better quality audio, video, um, and just elevated conversations. I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I'm reaching out to people that I'm like actually nervous to talk to. But I feel like when you're nervous about talking to someone or applying for something, I think it's really a sign that you should do it because there's something really great on the other side of it. And that it's not about you, like it's not about me. It's really about who I'm talking to and how I can make them better or make the story even grander. I know we've seen lots of interviews with celebrities, and I watch them all the time. I'm really into interviews and listening to that. But having them on my show, I want people to get a different idea of like who that person is and what they're really like behind the scenes. What's the messy side of their life? And this season is about messy. The next season may be something completely different, but that's what this current season is focused on. And so far, I've chatted with great people, artists, fellow podcasters, um, athletes that I have lined up and that I'm looking at talking to for the series. Hi there, how are you feeling? It's me, Victoria, host of the podcast. And when I first started podcasting, I was super scared and nervous about the way I sounded, the way I looked, the way people would receive me. But using Zencastr has been a really helpful way for me to become more confident and express myself as a creator. So with Zencastr, you can record up to 4K quality in video, regardless of your audio and Wi-Fi quality. You can save files in the cloud recording, and you can adjust your audio and noise levels in the sound section. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code Victoria15 and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences that I do for my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. You feel me? You can also expect more of me, like more episodes of me talking to you guys and getting out of my comfort zone and kind of wearing my heart on my sleeve, because I don't know how others would perceive me, if you think I'm mysterious or whatnot. I'm really not trying to be. Like, I really don't have a lot that I can hide or that is nothing that I can't talk about per se. So this show is really about openness and vulnerability and feeling your feelings. And as the creator, I feel a responsibility to be what I'm trying to see it, to achieve. My own messy moments that shaped how I think about success. So I was almost invited to the White House, Biden's White House. Clarification: President Biden's White House, not the current administration. And they hosted the first ever mental health youth action forum. You can type it in on Google. You can search my name. Press release will probably come up if it's still there. And at the time, I was working for Viacom CBS, or had just stopped working with them after a layoff. And they sent me an email so that they wanted me to attend, be one of the out of 30 youth advocates chosen in like the United States. I was the only one from Texas. And I didn't get to go. I didn't get to participate, not because I said anything or did anything bad, but because my work history with Viacom CBS coincided with their sponsorship of the event, and that in the fine print somewhere, that's a disqualification. So yeah, I got disqualified on technical terms because I did have work history with the company, great people. Not saying anything bad, didn't sign any NDAs, so I am free to talk about it. But at the time, I was crushed. I was like, I wanted to go to the White House. Like, I wanted to talk about my show and everything. But I'm kind of glad that I didn't, only because when I watched the other participants go, and everyone had to speak so eloquently and deeply and on their show and on their platform. I was like, could I handle sitting next to Selena Gomez and just talking for like 10 minutes straight about my show? Probably not. Could have passed out, could have threw up, could have had like a Pitch Perfect moment, could have fainted, could have, just not been myself. So, rejection is redirection. So things happened for a reason, even though at the time I was like, I don't like y'all. I'm mad at y'all. So it is what it is, but I do hope that there are opportunities in the future to work with Paramount and MTV and any networks that feel like the show might be a great opportunity to share, with a mass amount of people, or at that level again. So I'm grateful for being chosen, but I know that at the end of the day, it doesn't define what I'm doing or who I am. I can still keep going. I can still keep sharing stories from the comfort of my humble abode, right? And that people will still want to listen and still want to talk to me. That opportunity even it gave me the opportunity to be in my local magazine, Plano magazine. Someone reached out to me, even though I didn't get to participate. I told her, I'm like, I don't even know if you want to talk to me because I didn't go. She's like, who cares? I still want to talk to you. She gave me like a whole spread in a magazine, 2 pages, and which I still have, and I'm so grateful for. Shout out to Plano magazine. And what else? Oh, okay. So community stories. I want to hear your community stories. So I created a jot form, which I will link somewhere in my description for you to share your voice, share your own messy moments behind your pursuit of excellence, and have an opportunity for it to be heard on the show. It can be anonymous or with your name, but I would love to hear from you. And I think that would be a great opportunity to feel your feelings alongside with me, because it's not just about me. It's not just about me. It's about creating conversations and bridging gaps and expressing myself and having someone else, feel comfortable expressing themselves as well. So if you feel like that's you, fill out that form. And yeah, that's really it in a nutshell. I'm super grateful for this platform. Thank you for listening wherever you are. I hope you're comfortable. And I hope that you find this podcast in good spirits. And despite whatever messy season, if you can relate in your life that you're in right now, just know that I'm in it too. And we can get through it together. This too shall pass. And all of the greats in life that you can think of have had their messy seasons. They were called during their messy seasons. Moses, right, from the Bible, had a stutter. And he was called to speak to a Pharaoh. Right? A speech impediment. And he was called to speak to a Pharaoh, about his cause. And I think we all can relate to that in some sense of feeling, like, what can I do? What can I do? I feel like I can't really do. You can. I'm nervous right now. I don't know who's watching. I don't know who's gonna cancel me or get offended at anything that comes out of my mouth in the future, right? I don't know how I'm gonna feel in like 10 years looking back if I liked this period of life or, but here I am. I'm showing up. And I think that's really all we can do. In the season, I owe it to myself to show up despite the messy season that I'm in right now, because I'm not alone and it could be worse. It actually could be worse than what it is. Anyways, I'm so grateful for you for listening, and thank you. And continue to stay messy and send me your messages and leave a comment and share who you would love to see on this podcast. And I will do my very best to reach out on your behalf and make it a great season. So thank you for listening. See ya. Stay messy.
Even for, someone the stature of Michael Jackson, to really just show up and practice and be willing to be messy, because you cannot be great if you're not willing to be messy and if you're not willing to be bad and to fail. Like, those are things that are foundational for success, not the opposite of it.
Making peace with the only, ain't no competition on my mission, I'm the only.